Hey, it's Nikita Shanae. It is November 2nd, 2018. I'm at the house, clearly. I was recording last night, and my phone just completely stopped in my recording. And so I was speaking about scripture in the Bible, book of John, chapter 8 and 11, and I was talking about the incident. Turn my TV down. The incident when the Pharisees and the scribes brought the woman who was caught in adultery, and they brought her to Jesus for Jesus to condemn her. And Jesus said, Jesus said to the lady, what Jesus said to the scribes and the Pharisees was, let whoever is without sin, you cast the first stone. If we're gonna stone this lady, you cast the first stone. Whoever has no sin, whoever has no sin amongst you, you cast the first stone. Let's do it. And so the men started looking around at each other, and no one was free of sin. So Jesus said to the woman, basically, you see, no one here is free of sin, as you aren't. And no one was able to condemn you, and I don't either. I won't either. Go and sin no more. Turn away from sin and go live your life for me, and for God. And I was just saying that I don't know what happened to my phone. It wouldn't let me record anymore. I guess it's my storage capacity. I reached capacity in my storage, and so it wouldn't allow me to record anymore. But I was just saying that I relate to that situation a whole lot. I wasn't caught in adultery, but it doesn't minimize at all. It doesn't minimize. I didn't say that to minimize what I did at all. I've repented for it for sure, and I've asked for forgiveness for the offense. I've asked for forgiveness from the person and from the Lord, and I have since moved on, but I do at times at times I still go back to it, simply because it was so out of character for me, and it was just like, what? At times I just try to figure out what happened, legitimately, what happened. And every time, the only way I was able to find peace with this is because every time when I was working through it, trying to figure it out in the very beginning, God revealed to me that it had to happen because I had to fall on my face. Everything around me had to fail in order for me to come to Him. You know what I mean? Everything around me had to fail. He had to take away everything. And for me to finally submit to Him and cry out to Him with my hands up and surrender everything to Him. And every time I think about it now, it's like I regret it, but then I'm like, I'm so happy it happened because I was able to find the Lord. Like, I would not have found the Lord had it not happened. I would not have taken it upon myself and knocked on the door. I would not have seek His face. Had it not happened, I would have just kept living the way. Well, I would have eventually, But what's eventually, God needed to correct me. He don't need me. God wanted to correct me before my time was up. So it's like I regret it, but it was like the best day of my life at the same time. It's the best thing that ever happened in my life at the same time. So it's so bittersweet. And it's so bittersweet. The incident is so bittersweet. And I think it probably always will be. Simply because I hurt someone else in my healing, and that was never, ever, 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 ever my intention. You see this face? That's how it makes me feel. When I think about it, it makes me feel like that. Just like that face looked, like real sad and just like remorseful. But then it's like, it had to happen. But I was just speaking on that last night. I just wanted to finish what I was saying. And did I tell you today? It's November 2nd. Let me get the time. 7:46 p.m. It's a free day. It's a Friday. And I was just on the internet perusing. Is that what they call it? Perusing? I don't know. I think that's hipster talk. But I was on the internet browsing. And I saw this young couple called Michael and Amanda. They were adorable. It was a young married Christian couple, very young. And they were just speaking of right person, wrong timing. And they were discussing that, and I was like, whoa. Now, this is not the first time that I heard, the phrase, right person, wrong time. But this is the very first time it actually spoke to me in this way, to where I was like, wow, I really think that's what happened. In the last relationship I was in, I think we were the right people at the wrong time. And it was funny because when I think more into the timing and where I was at that time, I was still trying to figure out who I was without being attached to another person. So it was like I was transitioning from a 14-year relationship, and then I was getting into another relationship right away, and that was very unstrategic of me, and it was very premature of me to think. It was very honestly, it was very it was irresponsible. very irresponsible for me to think that I was ready. No, because I've never said I was ready. I never said I was ready. I even said to him several times, like even in the beginning, I was like, I'm not ready. Like, I'm not ready. I'm still in the detachment phase. You know what I mean? Not physically necessarily detaching, but mentally and emotionally detaching from this. And the Lord, actually told him that this was not the right time for us. The Lord told him to give me a year. You know what I mean? To give me a year for me to mature and for him to perfect the concerns that he had in me, and for me to grow spiritually, and to completely do away with worldly things. The Lord informed him that I wasn't ready just yet. He was still pruning me. I was still in the middle. And the Lord told me that I wasn't ready either. And I wasn't even listening to the Lord as much as, I am now. I wasn't even listening for his voice so much then. But he told me, you're not ready. This is a lot right now. You're not ready. Like, you're not ready. You need time. He didn't give me a time period, but I knew that I was not ready. But I was so open, and I was so I don't want to say I was so lonely, because I wasn't. I was so open to love, to new love, in the right way. And I was so open to a friend. That's what it was. I needed a friend at that time. That's what it was. I needed a friend at that time. And the only way and the guy that I met was such a great guy. And the only way that we were going to be able to be friends was if I committed to more than a friendship. And that's how it was presented to me. I came into it like, hey, I want a friend. Like, you're a great guy, you're amazing, you're awesome. You're awesome, you're so lovable. You know what I mean? You're so lovable. But right now, I'm not safe to be loved. I'm not safe. I'm not safe to love right now. Like, I'm safe to be a friend to me. I'm safe for you to befriend me, but my heart is not in a place where you could love me just yet. I got a lot of issues going on. But the way that it was presented to me was, hey, either we be together or we can't be friends. Or we have nothing, because we can't be friends. I can't be your friend. And so, in effort to not lose a great friend that could potentially be a great boyfriend and a great husband, I chose the door that said, let's be together, instead of the door that said, we can't be anything. I have since